Okay, so it's the second game of the Sunday we've lined up. Obviously, I lost the first game quite convincingly. In my turn too. Anyway, this time we're playing not Battleline, Dawn Attack. We're using tournament rules that I've seen where you put 2 in each section and then you can put the rest wherever you want. Just stops the randomness because it can kind of screw up low leadership armies, particularly size and, well, mine as well. So we decided to do it this way. Makes it a bit more challenging, but not too bad. And it's not Battleline, so that'd been a nice change for it. So I won the roll, so I had to deploy my entire army first, and then Sire deployed his. I won't go through what the units are because you saw the intro from the previous game. Although Sire's army is slightly different, he just changes man-eaters around. But when that comes up, I'm sure we'll talk you through them. And I think he changed the lore on his wizard as well, so he'll run you through that. So yeah, so my army is exactly the same, and everything's as you can see it. And he did roll to seize the initiative, but unfortunately failed. So I will be going first. So we'll see you at the end of Beastmen turn 1.
Yeah, basically, I made a very slight change to the army composition. It was mainly I ditched the Hellheart this time around, just for a scroll, and I jiggled a few other things about, which meant that I could afford other stuff, and I changed the man-eaters, so they're now armed with additional hand weapons instead. So that front rank of that unit of man-eaters can now pump out about 30 attacks for 6 guys, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's rather nice. Everything else is as. So like Ollie said, we will see you at the end of Beastmen turn 1.
Okay, it's the end of Beastmen turn 1. So I just shoved everything up, not quite as aggressively as last time, just because he hasn't got his Noblars blocking the way this time, so I'm a bit scared of his units. Everything's moved as you can see it. It's got the Shaman's on there, using that unit. He's just moved up out of range of the lead belchers. So that was it for movement. Then in the magic phase, got a 10, so I got 6. No channels to him, but I got the extra dice from the Herdstone. And I cast Smilkos Mystifying Miasma on the big orc casting. And these guys got it through, reduced their movement and everything else by 1. Then he dispelled the one that reduces strength on the Iron Guts. And then I cast the one that reduces toughness on them, which I think just got through, didn't it?
Yeah, I let it through, yeah.
Yeah, so reduce their toughness by 1, so that's something. It remains in play as well, so it's quite good. So that's the end of my turn 1. Very simple.
Okay, it's the end of Ogre's turn 1. Just my chaff moved up, so my Saber-Tusk, the Noblars, the other unit of Noblars, and the other Saber-Tusk. Everyone else just sort of moved or stood where they were. This just twiddled about to shoot. In the magic phase, I've got 5 dice and a channel. I also got a channel. I tried to cast Curse of Anra here on this unit. Ollie dispelled it. Then I cast, or I tried to cast Spy Marrow on these Noblars to make them stubborn, but failed to cast, rolled double 1. Then in the shooting phase, I destroyed his chariot. And I also put 2 wounds on the Gorgon, and I even managed to put a wound on a Minotaur. So an absolutely amazing turn of shooting, the greatest I've probably ever had, as I've still got all of my cannons, and they actually did things, which was just incredible. So they'll probably both misfire next turn, and that'll be all there'll be that for about another year. So with that was the end of Ogre's turn 1.
Okay, it's the end of Beastmen turn 2. And I'd like to say it's going well, but it really isn't. So, I charged the Razor Gore into his Saber-Tusk. This one moved up. Gorgon charged into the Noblars. Yeah, I'll get back to it in a minute. He moved up. He moved up to kind of get in the way of the Iron Guts, redirect them. These guys moved up aggressively because I didn't want to eat cannonballs for the rest of the game. These guys are just like holding off the Mornfang. Fancy my chances against those Mornfang, but really don't want them to get a charge on me. These guys stayed near the Herdstone, and that's pretty much it for movement. Then in the magic phase, got off some spells. I got off the one that reduced their strength by 2 on those guys, and I got off Mystifying Miasma, reducing all their the relevant stats by 1, which Scythe failed to dispel. And then he dispelled my final spell, which was just a Whiston's Wild form on the Minosaurs. Unfortunately, I did get a miscast with the strength one, and managed to reduce my level to 3. So he only lost 1 spell, but it was the one that reduces strength, which is most unfortunate. So that was a pain. Then in close combat, I took 2 wounds from the Saber Tusk, but managed to kill it, which was nice. And then my Gorgon charged into these guys, took a wound from dangerous terrain, went at the same initiative as these guys, elected to swallow whole, failed it. Sai attacked at the same time, got a ridiculous amount of hits, and then 3 wounds and killed him. Yeah, monsters can kiss my ass. Not happy. But yeah, that was pretty horrendous. So, but then the Gorgon's going to die anyway. At least I've made his Iron Blusters slightly less useful than they normally are. So that's the end of my turn 1, and yes, yeah. Okay, it's the end of Ogre's turn 2. Right, so having had a fairly successful go, so what happened. First up was going to be some charges, obviously. So the Noblars, to try and get out of the way of the Iron Guts. The Noblars basically charged at the Razor Gore, and it decided to turn tail and flee, because if I could get out of the range, then it would really screw Ollie over, and it allowed me to get my dudes in. So his tactic worked, although not quite as well as I think he'd hoped, as I moved 3, which was enough then to allow a legal charge. As I would have been able to turn, go in, and then Ollie would have had to have closed the door. So Ollie chose to flee. He fled just enough to get away, but not bounce through his unit. Otherwise, that would have been terrible times, as he would have been right on the board edge. Then I then attempted to redirect, and after a little bit of jitters, by rolling a 10, I managed to redirect legally into this, which also turned to flare, and then I wobbed it and I rolled a 3 for my charge, so I went forward a mighty 2 inches. But thankfully that worked fairly well, as my battle line could just edge up slightly to compensate over here, which they did. They moved the Noblars across to get in the way a bit. I moved these guys out of the building, moved this Saber Tusk across, and then in the magic phase I dispelled Enfeebling Foe, so that will no longer thankfully take part in the game. And I left the Withering, because I figured I might as well keep it there, because, you know, it will, I can handle it being only toughness 3 rather than toughness 1 potentially. And then with the remaining dice, attempted to cast Curse of Anna here on these guys, which Ollie wisely dispelled. Then I tried to cast, then with the last 2 dice I cast Toothcracker on these guys to give them +1 toughness. And yeah, that was it. And then in the shooting phase, I grape shotted the Minotaurs, though because I was shooting for a unit, and we argued that because it's ballistic shooting, we had to play by those rules, and since they're not large targets, they actually
would need 6s, and I jamly rolled 2 6s and did 2 wounds. Then this guy actually shot, killed another 2, well, finished off the wounded guy and killed another one. And then the lead belchers then put another 2 wounds. So really quite a successful shooting phase again, which was very nice. And yeah, that was it. So it's now time for Beastmen turn 3.
Okay, so it's the end of, well, wasn't going to say Beastmen, but it's probably Minotaur turn 3, because I wasn't going to be taking any part in this game. Because my Besticore failed me and failed a rather easy charge against those Mournfang. Luckily that wounded pig is going to redirect them, save the day, hopefully. These guys thankfully rallied, because let's face it, if they'd failed that, they would have bounced through off the board, which would have been bad. This pig, however, did not, and nor did the other one, which was there. He just ran off the board, even with the reroll. So that was bad. Minotaurs did make a charge against the Noblars, needing a -3. Thankfully, I just made it in. Like I said, this guy's failed. Yeah. Unfortunately, I failed 2 double dangerous rain tests, and then my armor save, and lost 2 wounds off of a Minotaur, which was lovely. Great. So that was it for that. Then in the magic phase, I failed to cast something, and then side spell the other thing, so it was bad. So I got no magic support. Yep, no magic support. Then in the close combat, did lots of impact hits, killed 3 or 4 Noblars. Taurox killed 5 of them, I think, or 4 of them. And then decided nothing in return, only having 2 left. Then the rest of my Minotaurs just chop them up and overrun into the man-eaters. And that's the only success I've had so far, so let's hope it can continue as we move into Ogres turn 3.
Okay, it's the end of Ogres turn 3. Yeah, quite a turn. I needed a 9 to charge my Iron Guts into his gore, which I duly rolled and steamed in. Then everyone else just sort of moved around to shoot at the Razor Gore. These guys swift reformed and moved out. Then in the magic phase, I got a big one. Basically managed to cast Curse of Anra here on the Gore. I then tried Whiston's Wild Form on the Iron Guts, but Ollie dispelled it. Then with my last dice, I managed to get off Troll Guts on the unit, and yeah, that was that. Then in my shooting phase, I unfortunately buggered everything up with the cannon. I failed to kill the Razor Gore. This cannon overshot it by miles, and this cannon actually misfired and cracked the barrel, so it's now just a chariot. Yeah, which was a little unfortunate. Then what else happened? Yeah, then that was pretty much it for the shooting phase. Then in the close combat phase, over here was a little bit disappointing. We basically traded blows, and there was a significant amount of butchery. Ollie came up trumps because of his impact hits. Really, he got a nice lot of wounds out of that.
7 wounds I did with.
Yeah. Well, basically, I had to issue a challenge to his general to make sure that I minimise the number of man-eaters lost. And yeah, Ollie did like 7 wounds to him. Killed the man-eater captain quite terribly. Scoffed his corpse, much to the disappointment of the man-eaters, who were hoping that they could eat him. But you know, that's fair enough. And then yeah, there was a bloody combat ensued, and I killed most of his Minotaurs, but he killed nearly all of mine. But I would have been stubborn 8. rolled a 9, and he scarpered, leaving him under a quarter of an inch off the battlefield, needing double ones to come back. So yeah, that ain't happening, unfortunately. So yeah, with that, we move on to the next close combat, and this one was a little more favourable. Having issued a challenge, Ollie did. I accepted with my BSB. His BSB rained down attacks on mine, but I managed to save them with my armour, and then in return butchered him wholesale and scoffed him down. And then in the rest of the combat, I lost. I basically lost 3 ogres, which was a little bit disappointing, but that's them's with the breaks.
Disappointing for me.
Yeah, to be fair, it could have been a lot more, but with Troll Guts at least saved 30. Ollie got 12 wounds. I saved 4 of them. I would have liked to have saved a few more, maybe keep an extra ogre, but in the end I didn't need it, as I managed to wipe out 17 of his guys in return, breaking him, then stomping for a further 4, for a total of 21, which was enough to stop him from being steadfast. And with no BSB, he had no reroll, and was miles away from the general, failed his leadership test, and I caught him where he stood. So that's why they're stood there. And yeah, with that, it's time for Beastmen turn 4.
Okay, it's in the Beastmen turn 4, and who knows, maybe I got in with a shot. So, let's see what happened. Okay, so I charged the Minotaurs into the Iron Blaster. I moved these guys up, moved the Razor Gore over there. These guys moved back. The level 4 did jump out. More of that in a minute. In fact, more of that now, actually, because that was it for movement. Because that's all I got left. Oh, the Razor Gore failed to rally. Run off the board, like his mates did, apart from that one over there. Heroically still alive. So, the magic phase, got a reasonable amount of dice. I cast Whiston's Wild on these, so I'd let it through. I cast something else. I can't remember what it was. Mystify Miasma. I think so I dispelled that, or either that, or I failed to cast it. I think I failed.
I think I dispelled it. I took me 5 dice.
Yeah. And then I decided to, as a bit of a deterrent, I'd cast Occam's Mine Raiders on these guys for the first time ever. And I got it off, yay! But then I dimensionally cascaded and killed by level 4. Thus handing Sai about 300 points. But at least these guys are Occam's Mine Raider. So they are actually strength 8, because they've got Whiston's Wild Form on as well. So that's something. And he took a wound from the big explosion. So there's something. And then in close combat, my Doom Bull, his 2 mates, killed the Iron Blaster and overrun 4. So that was nice.
Well, Golden Boy whiffed for once.
Yeah, he only did like 2 wounds to it.
Bless him, he run out of juice.
Yeah. Anyway, it's brass, not gold. Everyone knows that bronze is better than gold. Well, at least that's what we tell our Olympians. Yeah, so he overran, so we killed the Iron Blaster. He obviously got another frenzy tokens. He's up to 10 attacks now, which is nice. And that's it. So let's see what happens in Ogre's turn 4.
Okay, it's the end of Ogre's turn 4. The Ogre Bull, the Iron Guts, charged the Gore, the Wizard Bunker. Got a massive Ogre charge, which was great. Then this unit moved up a bit. It reformed and moved up 6 to shoot the lone wizard out in the open. These guys just reformed and moved up. The idea being, well, they're going to get attacked. I'd rather not get attacked by the largely reduced in size rape train, but still a rape train nonetheless. So yeah, with that in mind, I just moved them within an inch to take the charge. I figure I probably lost these, but if I can maul this unit up a bit before I go down, then great. So So yeah, pretty much that is that. I backed this up a bit. The old warning beeps going off. Or by beeps, just the lead belcher repeatedly curb stomping the knob bar to make him squeak as it moved back. As this unfortunately can't shoot. Otherwise, it would have been twiddling around here and taking a pot shot at El General. But because I blew the cannon up on it last turn, I can't do that, which is a bit disappointing. Yeah, so with that, I rolled the magic phase, so I got 10. I cast Curse of Anra here, miscast. I ended up killing 2 ogres and finishing off my my level 4, unfortunately. Sorry, my level 2. Yeah, my level 4 was fine. He was the other side of the battle, or the other side of the unit. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing that he died. But then my then I tried to cast Troll Guts with the remaining 2 because I rolled a Calamitous Detonation, so I lost 2 power dice, and with the last 4, and then Ollie with his was it 7 dispel dice or something like that. Yeah. Managed to roll 24, which was not enough. So with that was the end of the magic phase. So I just had to eat Occam's Mind Razor Troops, and then I think I lost. Ollie did exactly 2 wounds because he failed his Primal Fury test, thankfully. So I lost another 2 ogres, and then just kind of went through his unit. I killed loads and loads of them. Impact hits. I got like masses of wounds from impact hits. Then I got.
There's only the champion left.
Yeah, that was it. We got to the stage where he was just the champion that fled. So I held, and he scarpered 10 inches straight off the battlefield. So I reformed, and then I'm pretty much gonna stay around this side of the battlefield, I think, for the rest of the game. So yeah, that was that. I then, sorry, in the shooting phase, I should say, and the classic Waterloo scene at the end. The ogres, well, while not calling for surrender, levelled their guns at the little wizard. He brayed meld and was mercilessly shot by 6d6 cannon shots, which put about 6 wounds on him. But I thought, well, they've got nothing else to shoot at, so they might as well finish the job. So yeah, that was pretty much that. That was the end of my turn. Very nice. So yeah, it's now turn for Beastmen, turn 5. Okay, Beastmen turn 5. This is 5, wasn't it? Yeah, it's 5. Yes. So it's quite a short turn. I put my Brave Shaman over here, just to get out the charge range of the Saber Tusk. And I charged the Bestigor in, moved my Monsters round, and the pig just hung out. Then in the magic phase, I rolled up 6 dice, so I got, I don't know, how many did you get? Got a few. You got like
basically,
5.
I think you got channeled, didn't you, or something? But basically I rolled 6 dice, the big Wissons, just to get the Bestigor, managed to get it off, rolled pretty well. I didn't get a miscast, which is nice. So these guys got the Wissons well form on. Then straight to close combat. He butchered 5 of my Bestigor, and I did 8 wounds in return, which was strength 7. And unfortunately, he didn't make any of his armour or parry saves. So killed 5 in total. So I won the combat, but then he rolled double 1s and held, which was really annoying. But like I said to him, it doesn't really matter because my Bestigor got nothing else to do. Hopefully they can beat him next round, but we'll see. So we're heading into Ogres turn 5. Okay, Beastmen turn 5. This is 5, wasn't it? Yeah, it's 5. Yes. So it's quite a short turn. I put my Brave Shaman over here, just to get out the charge range of the Saber Tusk. And I charged the Bestigor in, moved my Monsters round, and the pig just hung out. Then in the magic phase, I rolled up 6 dice, so I got, I don't know, how many did you get? Got a few.
you got like
basically,
5.
I think he got channeled, didn't he? Also, but basically, I rolled 6 dice, the big Wistons, just to get the Bestigor. Managed to get it off. Rolled pretty well. I didn't get a miscast, which is nice. So these guys got the Wistons well form on. Then straight to close combat. He butchered 5 of my Bestigor, and I did 8 wounds in return, which was going to be strength 7. And unfortunately, he didn't make any of his armour or parry saves. So he killed 5 in total. So I won the combat, but then he rolled double 1s and held, which was really annoying. But like I said to him, it doesn't really matter because my Bestigor got nothing else to do. Hopefully they can beat him next round, but we'll see. So we're heading into Ogre's turn 5.
Okay, it's the end of Ogre's turn 5. Basically, the Iron Guts swift reformed into a bus. I know it looks a bit weird.
Straight to wall.
Yeah. Well, they're not the brightest of creatures. But yes, they march straight into the wall. Although this was done to facilitate these 2 units, having not moved at all, to shoot at the remaining wizard for an extra 75 points worth of stuff. And yeah, they unleashed hell. Terrible. Well, I got 18 shots. Only 6 of which hit. Only 3 of which hit. But all 3 wounded, which was enough to put him down. I decided against the magic phase. I just didn't want to risk it. There's no sense in blowing my wizard up and my general. So yeah, I didn't bother. I didn't need it anyway. Over here was a foregone conclusion. I lost the Mournfang. It's a bit silly. Having later found out that I should have had a breath weapon from the Dragonhide banner on the man-eaters, which may have done considerably more damage to the Minotaur unit, maybe even wiping them out.
Well, you only read the strength 3 breath weapon?
Yeah, that's true.
Because you wouldn't have got the plus the re-rolls to wound, would you? Because I tried to use.
No. Yeah, so it was a bit disappointing, but it still could have been extra damage, and I might have actually then tried shooting. I might have tried shooting a unit with these guys, trying to dance around maybe to get some more points if I thought I needed it. But in the end, it turned out I didn't. Ollie got about 1100 Ollie got 1164. I got 1805. Yeah. So it was a nice win for me. That was pretty damn impressive.
It was a good win.
Yeah, I quite like that list. Obviously, a slight rejig from before. That sort of really sorted it out. I really like the damage output of that Gutstar, because in previous times, as fans will know that. Yeah. So pretty much everyone other than Mournfang pulled their weight. Although I kind of let myself get into a bit of a dodgy situation with them. I was kind of hoping that I could get them into a flank rather than anything else, but some clever positioning by Ollie. That Razor Gore sort of paid to any efforts to do that. So unfortunately, I lost. Yeah, as I was saying, sorry. I think pretty much other than the Mournfang, which I let get chopped up, which was a bit unfortunate. Everything else really performed well. Some clever positioning on Ollie's part. Managed to corner one Mournfang and finish them off in short order. Although I would be reasonably confident that should the game have gone on any further, and if Ollie could pin me down, I might be able to take what's left. Although I dare say it would hurt me quite bad in the process. I still at least have some magical defence. But yeah, that's pretty much.
If the game went on.
Well, I was going to say yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's rubbish. Yeah, because one turn.
Hey, if you want to carry on for another turn, I'm fine with it.
I was going to say there's a very little chance there's going to be Leroy Jenkins in it across the entire battlefield. to get to them, and vice versa. So
shit, why would I do that?
yeah. So yeah,
I fed this unit half my army to get rid of them. I'm not going to go chasing after them.
yeah. So okay. Yeah. So in short, really pleased with how the ogres did. They performed very nicely. I really like Laura Beasts. Curse of Anra here, I feel.
Personally, I think it'd be better on your level 4 though. And just have a level 2 of them all.
Yeah.
Maybe level 1.
Well, as like we discussed earlier, perhaps a level 2 of them more with Grupsicle.
Yeah, it's more for the extra spells though. So many of those have great synergy with the Gutstar.
Yeah, I meant like as in like the level 2 of them all with Grupsicle to make sure that I've got a good chance of casting.
Yeah, but I mean, what in the more do you want to cast really?
Well, getting Troll Guts is very useful.
Yeah, but you're not guaranteed to get that.
No, I've got like a 1 in 3 chance of getting it.
So yeah, if you keep it as a level 4. Then,
No, I meant as in keep him as a level 2.
Oh, right.
I've got 1 in 3 chance of getting that, or at least one of the buff spells to enhance, like as a bubble, toughness and strength or toughness or strength increase. So I've got a reasonable chance of getting some half decent spells that will synergise well. Because obviously, if I get a Wisson's Wild Form off and Toothcracker or Ball Gorger, that's pretty healthy. So then all of a sudden they
fair enough. But you're buffing something that's going to kill whatever goes into contact with them.
Yeah. I'm more interested really in survivability.
There's buffing and there's making stuff invincible.
Well, you know me. If I could make them like unkillable with 1-up rerollable ward saves to the end of time and that, I probably would. Or if there was some way of shoehorning the Banner of the World Dragon in there somehow, that would be quite beautiful. But yeah, well, pretty much it. I've not got much more else to say on the matter. I was really pleased. First game was a bit jammy. Well, it was quite a bit jammy actually. And the second game was quite nice. I feel like that was a proper victory rather than a skill victory. But I'll be taking the skill victory as well. But that will be for my own personal use. But yeah, so yeah, what I'll do is I'll leave you with Ollie to talk about how he thinks the game went for himself.
Okay, well, certainly for this game, much better game for me, obviously, although I still lost. The first game was horrendous. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. With I won't go into the Hell Hot, but that was definitely the right situation for a Hell Hot, and definitely the right time to roll a 6. And obviously that's what ruined the game. But yeah, let's move on. This game was definitely much better though. Although it was quite horrendous fighting a Gutstar with Beastmen, who just have no way to whittle that unit down up until the point where they come into contact with them. My plan was basically chuck the gore at them with loads of buffs, do as much damage as I could, lose the gore because I accept that, and then just chuck more stuff at them until there's none left. But as we saw earlier, because the Gorgon screwed up, it allowed the Noblars to reform and just move out of the way. So he could actually get past the Noblars, which is one of the reasons I moved up, because they were in such a good position for him to not be able to charge me, and thus not charging the Razor Gore. So because the Gorgon died, because it took 4 wounds from 10 Noblar Trappers without doing any damage in return, it basically screwed me. So then I had to flee because I didn't want to fight them unbuffed. And then of course I rallied, and then he still got into me anyway. And then all my guys just got murdered by, well, they just had no chance of any buffers, with any buffs. Even strength 4. These guys were toughness 3 and I was strength 4. And I still died horribly, so... And I even got Primal Fury up, and that was just horrendous. So yeah, so that was murdered. But then I thought, well, I can still bounce back even losing those. So I got in with it with the Minotaurs. The Minotaurs did amazingly well actually, mainly due to Torox. He did excellent. And the Bestigor moved up, and with the help of that Razor Gore, got, like I said, managed to corner the Mournfang, which was brilliant because I needed some points. Losing the bunker was unfortunate. I couldn't quite get past them. That's why I ended up feeding it to him. But I thought I'll sell their lives dearly with Occam's Mind Razor. Unfortunately, I failed the Primal Fury when it came to combat and didn't do as much damage as I'd like, although I did kill 2 balls. Two Iron Guts. Miscasting my Wizard was most unfortunate, getting sucked into the Void, handed him 280 points free. Although I still would have lost anyway. The Razor Gores running away didn't help, because obviously they're my chaff, and to lose 2 just from running off the board was terrible. That's most of the units covered. The plan wasn't too bad. I was using his chaff against him again, but this time because the Gorgon screwed up, really ruined it. So I was quite happy to fight that Gutstar with a few buffs on, but obviously didn't get them. But yeah, so cut a long story short, the Gorgon is definitely the duffer of the match. He utterly, you know, at the end of the day, he's expensive chaff in this army because against cannons he's useless, and against anything that can roll a 6 he's pretty much useless. I don't know if you think he's got in a close combat other than that one combat. He didn't even get to swing, so that was unfortunate. Well, he did swing actually because he attempted to swallow whole to try and get some wounds back, but actually failed it. So otherwise he would have killed at least a couple of Noblars. But I thought keeping him alive was more important. And obviously, for me, I think the man of the match is Taurox, because he killed the Man-Eater captain, doing 7 wounds to him in a challenge. Killed some Noblars, which Gorgon can't do. That was good. And he killed the Iron Blaster as well, with the help of his 2 mates over there. So his Minotaurs did really well. He ended up with 5 frenzy counters in the end. Didn't lose a combat, and scored a majority of my points. Bestigor did pretty well, killing off the Mournfang. But then that was a pretty good matchup for me, and with a Wissen's Wild Form on, I was at that in my favour. This pig did really well with his redirecting. He certainly helped. In fact, the things that are alive did really well. Everything else did pretty bad. So Wizards did all right. You know, they danced around Herdstone, did their job. But like I say, it's really the Gorgon that messed up this side of the plan, because I had a fair chance of taking them out, or at least hurting them so bad, rendering them useless. But in the end I had to feed him 80 gore just to get him over here and away from these guys. So yeah, that's not a good trade really, although they're probably worth more than 80 gore. But yeah, it was still a fun game in the end. I did enjoy it. I don't mind losing so much as long as there's a good punch up, and there was plenty of punch ups in this, though not in my favour on this side, but it was on this side. But yeah, this is really what was a fun game for me. Certainly better than the first game. But like I say, I'm not claiming shenanigans in the first game, so I won it fair and square. He just got a bit lucky with something that was really, really handy at the right time. And, well, it just demoralised me instantly. I mean, I think throughout everyone's gaming career they will occasionally get the ump, and I definitely got the ump after that. So a concession was in order, but I'm really glad I did it now, because we ended up having a really fun game anyway. And so I still took a win, so which he deserved, because he played well. Well, when I say play well, he had a Gutstar, rammed it down my throat and did all right. So, but win's a win, so fair enough. Yeah, so I don't know what we'll be playing next week. Maybe more Beastmen, maybe not. I don't know what side we'll be playing. Probably this Gutstar again, because it's pretty horrible. So, but yeah, but it will certainly be fun, whatever it is. And maybe I'll paint something else, maybe. So we'll see you next week.